Before we dive into today's reclamation, I want to share a podcast with you that I actually listen to when I want to feel deeply seen. It's The Brilliance Method with Alicia Skye. And it's where emotional truth meets embodied wisdom, so that all that internal noise can fall away and you can connect with what actually matters. If you're like me, you're obsessed with deep self-evolutionary healing and how it actually creates next level alignment for living in your deepest purpose. Whether you're just embarking on your self-development journey or you're deep into your becoming, Alicia's conversations meet you where you're at, activating something ancient and entirely your own. You can find the Brilliance Method on Spotify or your favorite platform, as well as on YouTube. So after this episode, go have a listen and make sure to hit follow so that you'll never miss your weekly fix. Now let's drop into today's transmission. Before we dive into today's episode, if you didn't catch the first episode of this holiday series for thriving the holiday season, I highly recommend you cue it right now after this one. That one unpacks how your subconscious stress patterns start reacting long before the holidays actually begin. You'll learn how cues like holiday candy and pumpkin lattes aren't just seasonal treats, they're triggers for deep emotional programming. We talked about the hidden spiral of holiday stress that starts in September and how most women are already unconsciously reacting before Halloween even hits. So if today's conversation about perfectionism and pressure hits home, that one will complete the picture. It's waiting for you right after you listen to this. Welcome back, Shapeshifter. You're tuning in to the Cosmic Valkyrie Podcast. I'm your host, Lynn Louise, Master Certified Hypnotist and the creator of the Evolution 10X Method. And today we're diving into making the holidays magical and the trap it creates in your stress and your wallet. And I want to start with a hard truth. You've been conditioned to believe that the holidays only matter if you make them magical for everyone. Searching for the Pinterest perfect table, matching pajamas, cookie swaps, homemade teacher's gifts, the tree that looks like it came straight out of a catalog. And girl, you pull it off like a damn queen. But let's be real. By January 1st, you're exhausted, under-resourced, and feeling underappreciated. This is the magic maker's burden. And it's not a personality trait. It's a subconscious survival technique, one you've learned that has been reinforced over and over until it becomes invisible. So what is the magic maker's burden? It's a deep internalized pressure to make the holidays magical for everyone at any cost. And it can show up in obvious ways and very sneaky ways. But in the end, you always end up overextending yourself emotionally and financially, and probably become obsessed with making everything perfect. You can even be swallowing your needs to preserve the harmony at family gatherings, which can lead to feeling secretly resentful and even feeling guilty about feeling that way. And come January, you're so depleted, drained, and overwhelmed that you don't have any energy left to even think about setting goals or resolutions for yourself and your own well-being. And left wondering how you ended up this way another year after you promised yourself it would be easier this year. The truth is, this isn't your holiday spirit gone overboard. And surprisingly, it's not even your festive generosity on steroids. It's a deeply conditioned response that's telling you that your value comes from people-pleasing and over-delivering. And it's not just unsustainable, it's dangerous for your health and your wallet. So to figure out where it comes from, you need to go back to early in life. Like most women, you learned being needed equaled being loved. Here's the deal. We watch the women around us, our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunts. We watch them continually sacrifice their needs, their peace, and their bodies to keep everyone else happy. We spent our holidays watching them play the role of the magic maker, spending countless hours cooking food they rarely sat down to enjoy themselves, spending late nights decorating so the house would look festive, planning, organizing, shopping, and then shopping some more, wrapping last-minute gifts and putting themselves last. Meanwhile, men were just praised for showing up with one dish or even a bottle of wine, but most likely empty-handed, while the women orchestrated the entire holiday like it was the opening night of a Broadway play. And of course, you learned if you want to be loved, you have to make it magical for everyone else. And if you're telling yourself right now that that's not you, but Christmas Eve arrives and you're just trying to make it through it, that's the blueprint spinning silently and deeply in your subconscious. They are survival techniques masked as celebration that you are unconsciously carrying, even when it costs you too much, physically, emotionally, and financially. But the last thing I want you to do is beat yourself up, because before this podcast, you probably had no idea about any of this. But now it's time to find out who you really are without that matchmaker's burden. Because if you don't shift these patterns, you're risking so much. You're risking financial strain, another holiday of overspending, under budgeting, along with guilt-driven purchases. It will leave you physically depleted, physically exhausted, maybe struggling with migraines, hormonal crashes, and a massive inflammation. Not to mention emotional outbursts, resulting in sadness, irritability, shame, and even disconnection from yourself. It can also cause energetic distortions that create resentment disguised as generosity and martyrdom masked as love. And worst of all, it creates a cycle where you only feel worthy if you're suffering. And that suffering has become your currency for being appreciated. And that lasts long after the holiday seasons. I want you to let that land. This means that 24/7, 365 days a year, you are trading your suffering for other people's appreciation. But it doesn't create appreciation. It creates dependency. Now, I know this is triggering and hard to take, but sit with it. And then I want you to come back to this podcast and listen to it again later for a second time. But for now, lean into it. And let's talk about what this cycle looks like, because you're going to have to begin to identify the cycles. So let's say you're guilty of saying yes when you mean no, which means you take on more than anyone asks you for. Micromanaging everything because it has to be perfect. Otherwise, you feel it will reflect poorly on you. So you overcommit, become overwhelmed by everything on your plate, and begin to feel resentful while smiling through the anxiety. And then you turn to comfort yourself. It might be with food, wine, shopping, maybe over-exercising, distractions to try and manage your stress. And while you definitely have moments of delight and joy in the holidays, there's a part of you that's just praying for January 1st, when you can finally collapse. But girl, if you never changed your subconscious programming and just try to adjust things on your to-do list, things won't change. And year after year, it will get harder and harder for you to maintain this momentum. So it's time for a total reset. So this is not about adjusting your day planner to do less. So I'm not here to tell you to cancel the holidays, because there is so much to enjoy during the holiday season. And you can still bake all the cookies, decorate the tree, and throw the party. What I'm saying is, if you are doing all of it from a silent unconscious fear, or even from obligation, or because you think that it's the only way to feel safe, seen, and loved, then it's not power. It's 100% performance. And I'm going to tell you, your nervous system knows the difference. So reclaiming your holidays starts now. The real rebellion isn't boycotting Christmas dinner. It's deprogramming the belief that you must suffer to be loved, and recognizing you are allowed to rest, you are allowed to receive, and you are 100% allowed to ask for help. And, I want you to hear this, and accept it. You are allowed to not make it magical for everyone else, because girl, your presence is the magic. More magical than any homemade wreath, curated tabletop, or secret Santa. You are the magic. But you'll never feel that if you're trapped in the loop of proving it. It's time to shift your perspective. Okay, so now it's time to shift your perspective, so let's go deeper. Let's say you decide to slow down this season, not take on as much, to just let things be enough. Without changing your beliefs, your subconscious might panic, because that part of you still believes if you're not overgiving, you're not valued. And your inner critic will start telling you that you're not productive enough. You're not happy enough. You're not pleasing enough. You know the voice, the one that tells you to work harder and hustle more. And then the inner conflict increases. You see, because you're just trying to change what you're doing, not your subconscious program, where it originates. So you'll have to reprogram that part of you with grace and truth. Not through affirmations, not through meditation, and not through journaling, but through reprogramming your subconscious on a core level. And this is exactly what I'm teaching in the upcoming $27 workshop, No More Holiday Hustle. I'll walk you through this, the actual brain science and subconscious work that rewires the survival patterns. You'll get 3 potent trainings all under 20 minutes with replay access so you can revisit it. And they are so digestible that you'll be able to listen to them while sipping your morning coffee or stirring dinner. There's a chance to upgrade for the VIP treatment that will help take you deeper, where you have access directly to me for only $20 more. The link is in the show notes, so go enroll immediately, because the Magic Maker's burden ends with you, not your daughter, not your niece, not your inner child, but with you. No more silent suffering passed down like a family recipe. No more shrinking to fit inside someone else's expectations. And no more holiday martyrdom masquerading as love. This isn't just habit, it's subconscious inheritance. A survival pattern learned from generations of women who were never allowed to rest. Women who were praised for being everything to everyone, while no one else noticed that they were burning out inside. But you're not here to carry this forward. You're here to break the spell, not by canceling the holidays, but by reclaiming them, so they nourish you instead of depleting you. No collapsing after Christmas, but actually collapsing timelines, rewriting your subconscious and choosing a new path forward for you and your legacy, because you are the woman who ends the pattern, the one who embodies their own magic, and the one who passes that forward. Go to the show notes and get registered today. Until next time. Thanks for listening to this entire podcast. If you love helping others, then please share this via your social media with friends and family. If you found value in it, they will too. Also, if you have questions, I'm here for you. You can email me questions to thecosmicvalkyrie@gmail.com. I might even use one of your questions on future podcast episodes. Also, I do have a personal request. I believe that we are all here to help each other heal, grow, and evolve. So let's help more people. If you would please, leave a nice review on iTunes. It will help the algorithms, and I would be forever grateful. And through your assistance, we could transform more lives.